Hi, very good evening to all. My name is Bhamana and our subject is business economics. I hope all are good. This is for the BBA students for first year in first semester. In this previous lecture, we discussed what are the economies of production and what are the definitions. We also discussed some of the definitions, means different economies give different opinions according to the economies of scale of production. Today we are discussing kinds or types of economies of scale. In these kinds or types, today we are discussing completely about the internal economies. In internal economies, they are subdivided. Let's see here. What are the kinds or types of economies of scale? They are internal economies. What are the internal economies? When there is any change in output because of change in variable inputs occur internally, means in the form of organization, not outside the organization, we can say it is an internal economies. Let's see here. When a firm increases its scale of production, when a firm wants to increases its scale of production, means suppose for example in our industry we are producing 1000 kgs of rice for a month, but now we are increasing 1200 kgs, so we are increasing 200 kgs of output. So it enjoys several economies. These economies are called internal economies. For increasing our production, we enjoy several types of economies. We can say these are the internal economies of internal economies. According to the Karen Cross, internal economies are those which are open to a single factory or a single firm independently of action of other firms. Means internal means within organization. We can say it is one single firm or single organization or individual organization. It doesn't depend on other. It is an independent of action of other firms. Means this organization doesn't depend on other factors. What are the internal economies? Internal economies, we can say it is a single form of organization or single independent firm and it does not depend on any other firms. They result from an increase in the scale of output of a firm and cannot be achieved unless output increases. Means this result for an increase in the scale of output, means here we are increasing the scale of production of a firm and cannot be achieved unless our output increases. Means only if there is our inputs increases, if we give more inputs, then only we achieve our outputs. So there are two different types of internal economies: real economies or pecuniary economies. There are two types of economies. Up to now we are discussing what are the kinds or types of economies of scale. Economies of scale is nothing but we are increasing or expanding our business organization. In which way we are expanding our business organization? Means we are increasing our outputs. We are giving more outputs when compared to the past. Then only we can increase our economies of scale. So when a firm increases its scale of production, means when a firm wants to increase its scale of production, it enjoys several economies, means several other factors are also get benefited. These economies are called, we can say these type of economies are called internal economies, and these internal economies are independent to each other. They do not dependent on other firm and they are only single form of organization. This results from an increasing in the scale of output, means we are increasing the scale of output of a firm and cannot be achieved unless the output increases. Means if we are giving inputs more when compared to the past, so we can achieve our outputs too. Unless the output is not increased, so there is no use for increasing the inputs. There are two type of internal economies. There are real economies and pecuniary economies. What is the real economies? Real economies are those associated with the reduction of the physical quantity of inputs, raw materials, various types of capital. Real economies can be of 6 types. Means these real economies can be divided into 6 types. What are the real economies? Means real economies are those associated with reduction in physical quantity of input. Means here we are reducing our physical quantity of inputs, means we are reducing our labor, raw materials and various types of capital. Means here we are reducing, means we are when compared to the past we are giving less water, labor and also raw materials and various capital too. Real economies can be divided into 6 types. They are labor economies. What is the labor economies? Increase in the scale of production of a firm result into many economies of labor. Means when there is an increase in our output, means there is also one reason we can increase our labor, means we can increase our employees. Suppose in our organization they are working 50 employees. Now by increasing our production we want to increase the labor too. So 50 to 60, 10 employees we are increasing. Next, in labor economies, there is a specialization and new inventions and also time saving. Automation of production process means increase in the scale of productivity of firm results into many economies of labor. Specialization, enlarged scale of production results in division of labor and specialization. Based on this, our production, we can divide our labor, those who are well specialized in this particular field, so we can take this type of labor. So here we are separating the specialization of labor too. And also new inventions. While we want to invent new product, means when compared to our competitor, our product should be at reasonable price and good quality. For that, we have to do some research and we have to do some inventions. For these inventions also we need specialization. Next, time saving. Suppose there is any latest technology enter into our economy, so we have to purchase this technology, then only we can produce more goods with less time. For that we can save time too. Next, automation of production process means automatically without means while reducing the labor we can produce the products automatically through machines. So at present the technology, they are very latest technology. By utilizing this technology we can reduce the labor and increase our production. So this is the first labor economics, means while reducing the labor too we can produce more production in which way we are producing, because of we have taking, suppose we have to take less number of people only, so for these people we have to take specialized people, and also those who are specialized in this particular area, these people have done some innovation. So based on that we can increase our production, and by utilizing latest technology we can save time. And also automation of products without means at present now if any product we have to produce it, so automatically it get produced and finished product we are receiving by using latest technological machines. Next, technical economies. These economies influence the size of the firm. Which economies influence the size of the firm means technical economies. These economies result for the greater efficiency of capital goods employed by the firm. Technical economics is mainly focused on capital, means when the organization have very huge capital only we can adopt or we can purchase latest technology. For purchasing of latest technology we require money means here capital. So which organization have huge capital, this organization only can adopt the latest technology. A big firm can not only install an appropriate type of machinery but also different varieties of a given machine. Not only purchasing a single machinery, we have to purchase different types of machineries for different types of production. So a firm producing on large scale can enjoy the economies by use of superior technique. Means by adopting the new technology we can produce different types of products with very less time. So here the time we can save, but by instead of labor we are purchasing the machinery. Technical economies in there are of three types. In technical economies they are subdivided into three types. What are the economies of increased dimension? Means technical economies by increasing the size of its plant. By using the technical economies we can increase the size of the plant, means we can expand our business. Average cost of large machineries is less but their average returns are more. These organizations are saying average cost means per unit of production. What is average cost means? They are calculating per unit of production. Per unit of production is less than when compared to returns. Suppose at present there is no latest technology, they are labor, we are producing 1000 kgs of rice, but now we are producing 1200 kgs of rice, but the price is less when compared to the past. Means here we are utilizing the latest technology, using the latest technology. For this latest technology in less time you can produce more goods. For that the average cost of the product get reduced, and also while receiving the returns it is more when compared to the past. Average cost of large machineries is less but their average returns are more. Example, let's see here. Building of a double decker bus does not involve the cost of labor and raw material. It is less than the double bus. What is the example? Building of a double-decker bus does not involve the cost of labor and raw material. It is less than double. Means suppose there is a single bus but we want to, next product we want to design a double decker bus, but it does not cost of two buses. Means suppose the single bus cost is 50k, but the double decker bus cost is 75k. So here the passengers we can take more than, and means 2 times, but the cost is not like the 2 times means it should be 1 lakh, but the cost is 75,000. They are saying like that while we have to produce more goods by using the latest technology, the technology cost is more, but when compared to the output, when compared to our returns, it is not much like that. I hope you understand. Building of a double decker bus does not involve the cost of labor and raw material. It is less than double. Means we are taking single bus and double decker bus. Single bus cost is 50,000 and double decker bus is 75,000. But while we are taking the double decker bus, there is, while comparing the passengers, we have to take double time. Means increasing the double. So while comparing this, we have to take unit cost, average unit cost, then we can get, while compared to the cost, the returns are more. Next, economies of linked processes. A firm can obtain economies of linked processes. A firm producing on a larger scale undertakes all processes from the production of raw materials to the finished product, even its distribution, all by self. A firm can obtain economies of linked processes. A firm producing of larger scale undertakes all processes from the production of raw materials. Means they are saying like suppose we giving raw materials, until raw materials when we get our finished good, it requires some process. So for this raw material to finished products, there is a process. Means every time there is, means first raw material, next work in progress, next packaging, labeling, then we get finished product. Means there is a sequence and there is a process. So each and every process there is a link. So we have to maintain the link while the raw materials is get converted into finished products. A firm can obtain economies of linked process of a firm producing a large scale undertakes all process from the production of raw materials to finished product, even its distribution all by herself. Means even the distribution is the same, but we have to concentrate on the process too. These are all comes under the technical economies. What are technical economies? These economies influence the size of the firm. Mainly influence means while we want to increase our expansion of the product, technical economies is mainly used. It is economies of increased dimension. While using latest technology, we can increase the expansion of the firm. And also second, economies of linked process. Third, there is another step is also there. Economies of use of byproducts. Means firm producing on larger scale but do not throw away the waste material, rather than produce byproducts out of the firm and they supplement their income. Means in our organization is a large production organization, so we have to produce these goods in a large quantity. If for every production we have some waste, but by using these waste also you can produce some byproducts, then we can get revenue from these waste also. Example, sugar mills makes powder alcohol out of molasses. Means while in sugar mills we can not only we can prepare sugar, but also we can prepare alcohol too by using like molasses. Means the waste which are outcoming while we want to sugar, we have to squeeze this sugar cane, then there is some waste. For using this waste also they can produce some type of alcohol. And paper mills make paper out of cotton waste. Means if paper mills they are preparing paper, but this waste they are preparing some cotton too. So by if any firm want to increase their economies of scale, so we have to increase the efficiency and we have to maintain the linked process. And we have, if our organization is large, so we can produce by waste also, we can produce through byproducts. These are all comes under the technical economies. Up to now we discuss labor economies and technical economies. And next, third, inventory economies. A large sized firm can enjoy several types of inventory economies. A big firm possesses large stocks of raw materials. Means suppose in our organization is a large firm, we are producing quantities of goods. So for those goods we require raw material in a huge quantity. When we purchase raw materials in a huge quantity, then we can get lesser cost when compared to the small quantity. So consequently, when the raw materials are in short supply and sold at exorbitant prices, the firm has not worry at all. Means we are purchasing a bulk quantity. So for the bulk quantity of purchases, our raw materials will get when cheaper cost when compared to the small quantities. Next, selling or marketing economies. A firm producing in large scale also enjoys several marketing economies of in respect of sale of this large output. Example, economies on account of advertisement. Means selling or marketing economies. Our product is get finished, our product is ready to sell. So by if in large organization they can bear the advertisement expenses. So these organizations are ready to give advertisements in televisions, radio, newspapers, etc. So we get mouth publicity too, then we can increase our sales. So in large organization they are very good chances for increase their promotion. So for this promotion, some people attract these goods and they can purchase these goods. So selling or marketing economies. A firm producing on large scales also enjoys several marketing economies of in respect of sale of this large output. Example, economies on account of advertisement. Next, managerial economies. A firm producing on large scale can engage efficient and talented managers. Managerial economies. What is the managerial economies? In the first class we discussed managerial economies is nothing but it is operated in day-to-day operations, not only solving the short-term problems but also solving long-term problems and also helpful in decision making too. So a firm producing on large scale can engage efficient and talented manager. So we can encourage the efficient manager and also talented manager. The task of management is decentralized into different departments. Each department is headed by an expert who looks after the minute details of his department. Means here the power is decentralization. Decentralization means each department has their own power. Complete power is not in the one hand. Each department there is a one head and every minute he has to coordinate with his employees and he has to analyze each and every department. So here the managerial economists want to encourage the efficient people for taking decision, and here the power is also decentralized. Decentralization means the power is not in the same hand. We can distribute the power of each departmental head. So each department there is a one head, he has to analyze every minute of work done in this particular organization. So a firm producing on large scale can engage efficient and talented manager. Means they want to recruit engage and efficient manager. The task of management is decentralized. Decentralization means the power is not in the single hand. They want to distribute the power according to their roles. In different departments, each department is headed by an expert who looks after the minute details of his department. Means every minute he has to check the details in this department. We can say it is a managerial economics. Next, transport and storage economies. A firm producing on large scale enjoys economies and transport and storage. Means a firm means in our organization we are producing in bulk quantities, so we have to transport these economies, and if there is any fluctuations in prices we can store these economies. Means in which way we are storing? By using godowns we can store our products. A big firm has its own fleet and trucks to carry raw materials and furnished goods. Means in large organizations they have their own trucks and they have own canvases for carrying the goods. The firm also has its own storage and godown facilities. Means these firm also have their own storage and storage facilities, that is godown facilities, because we are producing bulk quantities. So if there is any fluctuations in prices, when we finished our product, at the time this product get very low prices, so we are unable to sell these prices. So we have to store the products in godown. When our product has high price, so at the time we can sell these products. These are all the different types in real economies. What are the real economies? Real economies is nothing but reduction of physical quantity of inputs. By reducing the labor, we can increase our expansion of our business organization. First, labor economies. While reducing our labor using latest technology, we can increase our products, then we can increase our economies of scale. Next, technical economies. In technical economies, we require a lot of capital. Why we require a lot of capital means, if in our business organization or in our economy there is any latest technology, we have to adopt this technology, we require money. So for that, technical economies we require capital, but when compared to our returns it is very less. Means when by absorbing, means by purchasing a well occupied technology, we can produce the goods, by utilizing this well equipped technology, we can produce goods at very less time. For that, the average cost of the product will get decreases when compared to our average returns. Next, economies of increased dimension means, we are in this also they are utilizing some technique. Suppose these example are saying we want to take a single bus or double decker bus. Single bus cost is 50,000 and double decker bus cost is 75,000. Suppose taking example, but while compared to the single bus or double decker bus, it is the best because we can get the money as early as possible, because the variation is very less when compared to that. But the capacity of these buses has completely different. Means single bus, it is double times better than this. So while comparing like that, we can produce more goods by using latest technology. And also economies of linked, these technical economies, it can be classified into three types, that is economies of increased dimension. Next, economies of linked process, when we want to produce a finished product, first from raw material to finished product, raw material, work in progress. Next, it's packaging, labeling, then we get finished product. For this finished product, every process has linked, so we have to maintain the link. And also economies for the use of byproducts. Suppose in our organization we are producing in bulk quantities, for that bulk quantities we get some waste. By using this waste also we can produce byproducts. Example, while using sugarcane we can produce sugar powder, but these extra after production of the sugar we get some waste. By using the waste also you can produce some alcohol, so it is a byproduct. For that also we can earn revenue. Next, that is inventory economies. Inventory economies is nothing but in large bulk quantities of production, we have to purchase the bulk quantity of raw materials. For that we can get cheaper cost when compared to the small quantity of purchasers. Next, selling or marketing economies. Any large firm organization has ready to bear the advertisement cost. For that we can increase our product sales revenue, and also by seeing these advertisements, so many people can attract our product and can purchase our product. That's why we can increase our economies of scale. Next, managerial economies. What is the managerial economies? Managerial economics is nothing but the person who is specialized for taking decision and solving problem, not only for day-to-day problems but also long-term problems also. The person is capable of solving the business problem, so we have to take that kind of person who are specialized in this particular area. And also here the power is also decentralized, means the power is not in the same hand, the power is distributed each and every departmental head. So each and every departmental head has a right